Hi, my name is Shan. Welcome back to the chaos that is Shani and Books. Today, I'm doing a book haul. And I know what you're thinking. Aren't you on a book buying ban? The answer to that is yes. So yes, I may have slightly broken my buying ban, but let's discuss. So I did put myself on a book buying ban because we were moving house, as you know. Moving involves a lot of costs, so I was trying to save money. Also, I didn't want to add books to my collection that I would then have to move. But, I don't know, I decided to give myself like a pass to my book buying ban for book clubs. So I did buy some books that were for book clubs. But, as we know, like mid to end September and through all of October, I was in a huge reading slump. I was not doing well. I was stressed about moving. I was stressed about a bunch of other stuff that was happening. I was really anxious and I could not focus on reading. So the books that I bought for book clubs, I didn't even read. So I broke my book buying ban for nothing. Yes, I know. And I did break it for one other thing, which was a subscription service, which I'll leave until the end because I have a lot to discuss about that. Let's just start with the books that I actually did not buy. So first up, my mum got me a book, which is The Dry by Jane Harper. I've not yet read any Jane Harper books before, but I think she's Australian. She lives in Melbourne, yes. This was just recently adapted to a movie, and I had said to my mum that I wanted to read the book and watch the movie. I can't remember if she said she saw the movie or not. I think she did. Anyway, she was out and saw a used copy, so she picked it up for me. But yeah, I'm really excited to read this and then watch the movie. I have no idea if you can hear him playing with that toy, but it is like the squeakiest toy ever. The wheels just... Anyway, it's infuriating, but he loves it. So anyway, the first book is The Dry by Jane Harper, which is, I think it's a mystery. It's set in a small town. Okay, so it's set in a small town, and then there is a family that are discovered that they had been shot to death on their property. And everyone assumes that it is a person who committed suicide after slaughtering their wife and son. Whoa, okay. Yeah, I'm excited to get to this, but I am kind of nervous. Oh God, when children die in books, like it really is hard to read. But this is won a lot of prizes. It's now been adapted. I need to read the book before I watch the adaptation because I just need to. So anyway, that's the first one. Next up, I posted this on my stories. I don't think it was in a vlog. Yeah, it was in my stories. Obviously in Australia, we had been in a big lockdown. We couldn't go more than 5 kilometers from our house. We could only leave if we were exercising or getting groceries. So I had been going for daily walks, and someone so cute out the front of their house had this little box of books that said to take one if you need a book to read. I mean, I don't need a book to read, but I had been seeing this in bookstores back before the lockdown. It's Bluebird by Malcolm Knox, and I think this is another Australian author. It's quite a chunky boy, but it's like a recent release. I think it came out this year or last year, and I kept seeing it in bookstores. I don't know, I think it's the cover that got me in. It's like bright. I love bright things. And I never picked it up because I had never heard anyone speak about it, but for free, then I was like, okay, I'm gonna read this, but I still haven't read it. And I think it's just like maybe like a literary fiction. I don't know what category it comes under, but it's just about these people in their town, I think. A stunning novel about longing, regret, redemption, and the terrible legacy of secret buried in an Australian beachside suburb. And I believe it's like a satire on like Australian life. So I'm interested to see whether I will like this or not. Like I said, I've literally never seen another person on the internet ever read this. I just saw it in bookstores. But I figured, you know, we gotta give it a go. Sometimes I've picked things up that I've never seen anyone talk about, and I've ended up loving it. So that's that. So those were the 2 books that I did not purchase myself. Now onto the books that I purchased for book clubs that I didn't even participate in. First up, and I still really want to read this one, so it's okay. This one is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. Everyone raves about this. They also rave about the audiobook because I think it's a full cast thing. By the way, I'll link the book clubs that these were meant to be for. So this is the We're All Booked book club pick from October, which is run by Lacey D. Bell and Sadie from the Library Lane. Again, I always pretty much have that linked below because that's one of the main ones I try to always participate in. But yes, it's a young adult mystery, which I don't always pick up because I have not liked them in the past. But this one gets a lot of good reviews, and I think it is about this case that was closed about the death of a schoolgirl. But someone doesn't believe them, and then I think that girl is trying to like find out the answers. So we'll see if I like this. Now he's, honestly, when I say chaos, I'm sorry, he's playing with something. I can't stop him because if I do, he's gonna come and want this. Next up, for Jan's book club, which I'm so sad I didn't get to read this because everyone was reading it over Sapphicathon, which is the readathon that she also co-hosts with Jessie from Bow Ties and Books. But her October book was A Lesson in Vengeance by Victoria Lee. And I'm so sad I didn't get to this. One, because everyone was reading it like over the same day, so it was like a giant buddy read. Also because it was for the book club, but I think people didn't love this. So now I have ordered like the hardcover version and I have it sitting on my shelf and people didn't love it. So am I gonna read this? Should I just get rid of it? I don't know. But you know what? It's fine that I bought it. I'm supporting a trans author, and this is like about a school. I don't even know what this is about. I thought it was about like witches in a school. I mean, the cover's cool and I have it now. So should I read this? I don't know. You tell me. I can't believe I bought these books and then I didn't read them for. Anyway, we're gonna move. Again, I'll obviously have Jan's links below. And then I got Velvet Was the Night by Sylvia Moreno Garcia, which was for the Brujas and Books book club, which is run by Naomi from Naomi's Library. Can I even speak? Cami from Burrows and Books. Again, the links will be below. This was the October book and I liked Mexican Gothic from this author. So this came out this year and I wanted to pick it up. I think I still will read this. I've seen mixed things. Some people have enjoyed it and some people have not. But like I said, I did enjoy the other book that I had read from this author. This is like a 1970s Mexican story. I think it's quite slow. I don't think this is a thriller, which is I think why some people were not enjoying it because they thought it was going to be a thriller, but I don't think it is. I think it's just like a historical book, right? I don't know, but I do like this cover and I am still interested in reading it. So this one might not be a total waste. I can't really tell you too much about it because I literally don't know, but anyway. Okay, next we're on to the last few books. Now, this is like a whole saga as well. And I know people will be curious about this, so I will try and talk about it briefly, but also not drone on too much because I tend to talk too much. But I did sign up for Book of the Month. And I know what you're thinking. You live in Australia and Book of the Month only ships to US addresses. That is true. I have been wanting to sign up for Book of the Month for literally like years. And obviously I do not live in the US, so I could not sign up. I do have grandparents that live in the US and my original plan was to have it shipped to them and then have them forward it to me in Australia. Usually when my brother and I buy things, like my brother has done it more times than me, has ordered from websites that don't ship to Australia and he usually just gets it shipped to them and then they forward it over. However, they haven't really been going out obviously since COVID started. They are my grandparents, so they are quite old. They have a lot of health issues and they're just being safe and staying at home. So I'm obviously not going to say to them, hey, I know you're staying home, but let me just like send this to you and you send it to me. So I was like, okay, what else can I do? So I have been trialing a forwarding service, which obviously makes my costs go up because I pay Book of the Month. Book of the Month sends it to the address and then I pay the forwarding service to send it to me. So it is adding onto my book price, which is the part that I was going to discuss with you. Because in my head, for new release hardcover books, as long as it's less the total cost of the books in the box, in addition to the postage that I'm paying, as long as that ends up less than how much it would cost me to buy it brand new in Australia, then it is still worth it. I haven't 100% worked it out. Hi! Generally, a new release like tall paperback like this is $32.99 in stores in Australia. So as long as the books, because they're new release, if they're less than $32.99, then it works out. Unless they're a book that is available at Big W, because they get those tall hardcover ones. Like for example, Beautiful World, Where Are You is available through Book of the Month. but at Big W it's only $16. So then it doesn't work out cheaper for me. I don't know, it's a whole big thing. In my head it works out. But the reason I signed up was for a book club, which was to get this book, which is The Inheritance of Orchidia Divina. This was the Brujas and Books book for September, which is when I ordered it. Book didn't come to me until after September. It was a whole saga because I was using this forwarding service, and Book of the Month thought like I was trying to do fraud because I was like having it forwarded. I don't know, they flagged my account and it didn't get sent. And then I had to contact them, and it made it to me in the end. Not in time for the book club. I listened to the audiobook though. This was actually one of the last books that I finished before my slump. So this was the reason I signed up, because I don't know, this discussion part of this video, if you want to leave, just leave, because my life is a mess. Anyway, let me just talk about the books first. So this, I actually really enjoyed this book. It is a fantasy, which I don't always enjoy and I don't often pick up, but it follows like the different generations of this one family and like their grandchildren trying to figure out the past of their family and the reasons for certain things happening. I gave like a really weird synopsis for this, but I actually really do recommend this book. I really love the cover, and anyway, that was one of the books that, well, this was the reason I signed up for Book of the Month, because I couldn't find this book anywhere else and I wanted to participate that month in the Brujas and Books book club, even though it didn't make it to me. But anyway, the second book that I got in my box is We Are the Brennans by Tracy Lang, which I'm hoping to read this one this month. And this is just a contemporary fiction following a family, and I have heard good things about this. And then the last book that was in this box is The Sweetest Remedy by Jane Icaro, which I have read this. This was the book that broke my month-and-a-half long reading slump. Finally made it through a book, and it was this one, and it was amazing. I really enjoyed it. It is following this girl who has never had contact with her father in Nigeria, and then he passes away and she goes over to Nigeria to attend his funeral, meets family that she's never met, and learns about her culture that she had never learnt about. Loved it. Really recommend this one. So yes, was the Book of the Month worth it? Let me discuss that. The first month, yes, because I signed up using a referral link. I used Jan's link, so that meant that I got my first book for like $5, which I'll leave my referral link if you're in the US, or if you're in Australia and you have a way to ship it to you if you want to try my way. There's a referral link and then you get the book for only $5. So yes, it did work out. When I added up the total cost of the Book of the Month price and then the price to ship it to me, it did work out worth it when I divided that price by 3. But then I was like, okay, so should I cancel for the next month? But I was like, okay, I'll try the next month and see if it works out without the discount. But my second month, which was October, my box got delayed. And then Book of the Month was like, oh, sorry, your box took so long. Let me give you a free book for next month. So I'm like, okay, so I'll try my October and November boxes because you can consolidate them when you use the postage service. So I'm going to try shipping my October and November boxes together and see if that works out cheaper per book. This is a really long, I'm so sorry. My life is chaos. But what I'm trying to say is if you're in Australia, I'm going to leave the link to the place I use. I actually don't know if they're the best. I kind of want to try a different one for December because it didn't work out that good. But depending on whether or not I had a code or a free book, it kinda, I think, works out somewhere between the $20 to $30 mark per book. But it is a hardcover new release book. And like I said, the tall paperbacks are $32.99 in stores here. So in my brain, did I get a deal? I don't know. But the point is I got 3 books and they are books that I couldn't get here anyway. Let me use Booktopia as an example. Here's my rant. So this one, it actually says November 4th release, which wouldn't have come for September anyway. There is a paperback version available that is $23, but I swear that wasn't there the first time I looked. But the hardcover's $39. So I got a deal. And then We Are the Brennans also has a paperback available now, apparently on the November 30th, which is $27.95. And the hardcover says it's $46.40. So I think I got a deal. And then The Sweetest Remedy is not available in hardcover, so I can't compare. But the paperback is $30. So to me, this first box was worth it. Because I'll throw up Dimmicks is an in-person bookstore. That's not usually where I go, but I'm just going to use them as an example because they have online and in-person. And look at the price for Velvet Was the Night. The paperback is $32.99, like I said. Hardcover is $55.99 or $45. And the ebook is $34.53 in this screenshot that I have. So when I tell you books can sometimes be expensive in Australia for new release, Books can be expensive. So I'm going to be the test rabbit. Hopefully Book of the Month becomes international soon. They have started using international, like non-US sponsors, I've noticed. I saw Books with Chloe did a sponsorship with them. A couple of UK booktubers that I watch have been sponsors for them. So hopefully they will become international soon. And if they do, I'm definitely signing up. But for now, I'm just being like the little tester if you are interested on having books forwarded over. Yeah. I don't really know if it's worth it, but I'm going to try out this postage service that I'm using. Again, I'll link it below because I think I do have a referral code for that. And then I think we both get a discount if you use my code. But I do want to try out a different one that might work out cheaper. And if all else fails, maybe the world will just become a better place and my grandparents will be nice and safe and want to post them for me. No, I don't want to ask them to do that because then they have to post a box to me every month. And this was like a weird chaotic rant at the end of the video. I am so sorry. Okay, let me stack up my books and be a booktuber. So there we go. There's my book haul. I broke my book buying ban for books, for book clubs that I didn't even end up reading. Fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Oh, I hate myself. Anyway, thanks for watching. Squealing. What are you doing? Yeah, he thinks it's hilarious that he's squealing at me. Okey-doke. Nothing goes smoothly for me. But anyway, thanks for watching. I will see you in my next video. I have lots of videos planned. I feel like I'm back in the swing of things now. So expect some videos from me soon, hopefully. I really appreciate you being here. I'll see you next time. Bye.